Recognizing. Result document. Map. Journal. Items. Attributes. Gear icons. Abilities. System. Journal. G. Black light burns. Black or white? Black light burns. The taint of Empress Annabella's cruelty spreads without cease across the land. Clive and Jill once called home, but there are the dark tide. Clive and Jill once called home, but there are those who would stand against the dark tide. Those such as confront the Black Shield's main close. Confront the Black Shield's main host. Final Fantasy 16.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
In the flesh. Saw him once when I was your age. He had that same look in his eyes.
We'll show him as much mercy as they did our sisters and brothers in Old Hill.
Less if I have my way.
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't you worry.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Sideways. How was the Black Shields?
The bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Over here!
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
There's a good boy.
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Come here, boy. Get him.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Recognizing. Result document. Spoils. Imperial link. Dragon Talon. Word. Sharp Fang. Magic Dash. 1. 20. 12. Imperial link. Material. Many have tendered explanations as to how Imperial Dragoons are able to leap to such absurd heights from the power of prayer to a strict diet of hare, toad, and cricket's butt. None save the knights themselves know the truth. Heavy plate would only prove a hindrance, and so the Empire equips its dragoons with armor forged from lighter than linen mithril. The link is part of a vest forged from lighter than linen mithril. This link is part of a vest that would have been worn beneath the breastplate. Used in crafting. Worn beneath the breastplate. Final Fantasy XVI. Recognizing. Result document. Imperial link. Dragon Talon. Word. Sharp Fang. Magic Dash. 1. 20. 12. Dragon Talon. Material. Upon close inspection of a lesser dragon's foot, one may observe that the middle talon is considerably longer than the rest. This extended appendage is used to considerably longer than the rest. This extended appendage is used to puncture the fleshy parts of the creature's prey, causing severe blood loss and weakening fleshy parts of the creature's prey, causing severe blood loss and weakening them for the killing. Used in crafting. Experience 4. Final Fantasy XVI.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Recognizing. Result document. Black or white. Magic ash. Meteorite. Magic ash. Material. Final Fantasy XVI.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Alright, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Madu in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, She'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Recognizing. Result document.
Only the
Here be
family
monsters.
knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Final Fantasy XVI. Recognizing. Map. 2517 Clive. See attributes. Journal. STR. VIT. Final Fantasy XVI. Recognizing. Map. 25 Clive. Cultems. Journal. 44. 12. 12. 22. 22. Items. Final Fantasy XVI. Recognizing. Result document. $25,174. 774. Clive. See attributes. Journal. STR. VIT. Will. Items. EXP. Attributes. Ability points. 673. Gear icons. Rising Flames. Will-o'-the-Wisps. Rising Flames. Will-o'-the-Wisps. Thunderstorm. Pile Drive. Gouge. Rook's Gambit. Gil. 10,351. Abilities. 3. LV. Photo mode. Attack. Defense. Stagger. Invitus. 1774. 227. 155. 227. Final Fantasy 16. Recognizing. Map. Journal. Items. Attributes. Gear icons. Abilities. System. Journal. G. Here be monsters. Here be monsters. The ship Clive secured from his uncle Byron is moored safely in the harbor. A port is sold, waiting to ferry him and Jill to the Isle of Drustanus, where Drake's breath rises from the boiling sea. Complete their final. Drake's breath rises from the boiling sea. The two return to the hideaway to complete their final preparations to bring down not only the Mother Crystal, but the patriarch who saw Jill enslaved and forced to kill for his kingdom. Speak with Vivian. Close.